the worst live broadcast ever done on YouTube, but I do have the courage to come back and do another one. So you got to give me some credit for that. So the last one we started to talk about was Novak Djokovic versus Rafael Nadal. They played today in Rome, and they had a pretty darn good match. All right, people are already giving thumbs up to this. Thank you so much. So they had a really good match today in Rome, from what I understand. It was 7-6, 6-3. Nadal won. Djokovic had his chances in that first set, from what I understand. Now, what I have to tell you guys is complete transparency. I was teaching there out on the court. I knew that this match was going to happen today, so I asked one of my students, and good for Joker, right? That's right. I do think so, Joel. So I was out there teaching a student, and the parent came and said, yeah, they had a great match. She watched the match, and I was so excited to hear that Djokovic made it competitive and that he had a big win yesterday versus Nishikori in a 3-set battle. And he's starting to get some wins under his belt. And what it just reminded me of is how awesome champions are. Djokovic is playing much better than Monte Carlo and Barcelona. However, Rafa is playing like he's in his 20s again. I know. I mean, Rafa, see, that's where I wanted to go with this. Rafael Nadal, first of all, is an awesome dude, okay? Because I watched a YouTube video last week after Djokovic lost again. And we know that Djokovic is having a tough time this year making a comeback. And literally, he's having a tough time just winning matches. And Rafa Nadal went on, and I think he really did this. I think he did this for Djokovic. He went on and on a pretty long length talking about how Djokovic is going to be back on top of the sport again. He has no doubt. Now, being on top, it doesn't necessarily mean, well, he's going to come and be number one, but he means he's going to be fighting for the biggest titles in the world, and that he has full confidence in Djokovic because he knows the type of person and the type of fighter and the type of champion that Djokovic is. It was such an honor to watch them play at this level again. I know, this is so cool, Omar. And Ali's on. Do you think Noah will win a set at the French Open versus Rafa? He might win a set. I think that this is exciting because we might be seeing the beginning of Novak's resurgence. And what I want to remind everybody of who has been writing Novak off is that it wasn't that long ago, although it's hard to believe because Rafael Nadal is so dominant again, finishing the year #1 last year, killing everybody at the French Open, dominating the clay court season last year, dominating the clay court season again this year. It wasn't long ago before we were wondering if Rafael Nadal was finished. Do you guys remember that? Rafael Nadal had a string of injuries, and then when he came back, we watched him play some matches, and in the big moments of matches, it seemed like he was getting overpowered, or he just couldn't come up with the passing shots that we're used to watching him make. To me, the big thing that I noticed is Rafael Nadal was not making the big shots that we were just so used to making him, hit in the biggest moments of the match. And so you had to start wondering, is Rafael Nadal done? And the same can be said about Roger Federer. For years, people were saying Roger Federer is done. He's really good, but he's never going to win another major. I mean, that was the big debate. Will Roger ever win another major? And people for years were saying, probably not. It doesn't seem like he could beat Djokovic. It doesn't seem like he could beat Nadal. Even Murray is getting him in some big matches. And so, he's probably not going to win a major. And the cool thing that we're seeing right now is the mental toughness of a champion and the determination that even when everybody is writing you off, that you still believe in yourself enough to know that you have more tennis in you. And so that's what I want you guys to get out of this. That's what I want. I wanted to come on and kind of make this more of a lesson for everybody rather than analyzing the match, because I didn't see the match, but I don't need to see the match to know that Djokovic is on his way back. Do you think, Noah, that was already said, tiebreaker had the highest level of tennis I've seen this year? And that's another thing that I'm so excited about, is that tennis it really needs Rafael Nadal right now. It really needs Novak Djokovic. It really needs Roger Federer. And this is the most interesting moment we've had in tennis for a couple of months, let's be honest. Once Roger decided that he wasn't going to play the clay court season, and it's exciting to see Rafa win, but it's not exciting to see Rafa not really challenged and wondering who's going to be the one who can stand up to Rafa and who are the champions out there. And so this is an exciting moment for tennis, to where when you have champions in the game, the more champions you have in the game at the same time, the more exciting it makes it. Like if Andy Murray can make a comeback at Wimbledon, then we got another champion in the game. If Wawrinka can somehow come back. And so when you see true champions come out and play, and they have to play each other, it gets really exciting. And I think we've been trying to get excited about the new young guns. We're trying to get excited about Alexander Zverev. We're trying to get excited about Dominic Thiem. We're trying to get excited about Nick Kyrgios, although he's tough to get excited about. Shapovalov. I mean, we've got some talent now that we're like, okay, we want to get excited about you guys, but they keep letting us down. They keep becoming players who show potential, but have not transitioned into the role of true champion. And Rafael Nadal is a true champion. Novak Djokovic is a true champion. So when we see these players play, wonder what happened to Novak. He won the French in 6-2. I didn't get to read all that. But, I mean, what happened to Novak is normal. He's now, I think he's just 30 or pushed over 30. I don't know. Can anybody tell me what Novak's age is? He's either 29, 30, or 31. I forget. But he's had a lot of injury, which is normal. He's had, new family members come into his life with kids. He's 31. Okay. So this is normal to go through a rut. He's going through a rut, and you always worry when you start to see champions go through a rut, is it the beginning of the end? And I think that champions answer that question more than the media, or more than us as fans. We can look at it and go, oh, they're done. But the champions are the ones who determine when they're done. They're the ones who determine when they walk away. Not all the time, but most of the time lately. It was cool the way Sampras got to go out winning the U.S. Open and he left. And the way Agassi made a pretty decent run at the U.S. Open, then he left. We're wondering, when are we going to start to see Federer and Nadal? How are they going to walk away? How are they going to go out of the game? But they keep just defying the odds and showing that they're ultimate champions, even when people have written them off. So I think that's cool. I think you want to remember that if you've hit just a rut in your game to where you find that you're just not winning matches against people you usually beat, or you didn't do so well on your league team, or you went to play, you had a rough string of tournaments, you got to keep believing. You got to keep feeling that you're on the right track, and you got to keep working at it. These guys keep working at it, and they keep trying to find answers. Novak Djokovic has gone through several coaches lately on his comeback. He's had to, part ways with Andre Agassi, and he's bringing some of his old team back. These guys, they're going to fight until they find the answer. And I think that this is the lesson of today. Whether Novak Djokovic, wins another major or not, that's not really the issue. The thing to really learn is look how the guy is trying. Look how he is fighting to find the answer. And little by little, he's getting better. Whether he's going to come back to the level he was at, who knows? But the dude is getting better. And you got to give him a lot of credit, because you could make like a little mini comeback and say, oh, I don't have it anymore, and then quit and leave the sport. But what is awesome about Roger, about Rafa, and about Djokovic is the most important thing to them is the love of tennis. So notice when they go through their tough time, one thing that they all three say is, I love tennis. I love playing. So I'm going to keep playing until I don't love tennis anymore. I'm going to keep playing as long as I believe in myself. And that's really, really cool. Novak has come to the point where he is even playing bad people will keep watching him. That's right. So we want to watch Novak. The passion keeps them going. That's right, Ollie. So the passion keeps them going. It's super awesome to see these guys back in the game. And so let's talk about going forward the French Open. If you guys are watching this and you're liking this, give this video some thumbs up. If you've never seen our channel before, this is Crunch Time Coaching, and we do lots of tennis instruction. And sometimes I come on and I do a post-match with Pete when something really gets me excited about the professional tour. Rumors his comeback has delayed Reza. What is that? Any news about Andy Murray? Oh yeah, any news about Andy Murray? I know Andy Murray is gone through a really, really tough time. I would love to see him come back too. Like I was saying, the more champions we see come back, the better. But let's talk about the Roland Garros. And what do you guys think now? Is Novak Djokovic a legitimate contender? Has he done enough for you to consider him a contender for the Roland Garros? Was that a question about Murray? Any news about Andy Murray? Well, let's not focus on Andy Murray right now. Let's focus on Novak Djokovic. Okay, Joel says he'll probably get to the semifinals. That would be pretty cool. I would be so let's ask these two questions. Number one, is Novak a contender for the French Open? And how far does he have to go to get you excited about his game again, to make you feel like he's back, like he's going to keep getting better? Does he have to, if he makes it just to the quarters, is that enough to get you excited that he's on his way back? Semifinals, finals, what does he have to do at the French Open to where you start believing again that he's truly back and that this isn't one-off good performance? Because he did lose, let's face it. He needs to avoid Rafa in the early rounds, of course. Everybody needs to avoid Rafa in the early rounds. No one wants to play Rafa in the early rounds. That's a nightmare. So it will be interesting. The draw certainly will be. But if you can enjoy, Joel says, that's right, avoid Rafa in the first week. So if he can avoid Rafa in the first week, I think he can go deep. Remember, the better that he feels, he says that he's been tired out there in the early matches. Remember, when he came back and he started to play tournaments and he was losing, one of the things that he was saying is, I just don't have enough matches under my belt. And he was clearly getting tired out there, which that's one of his strengths. I know earlier in his career it was a weakness, but when he was #1 in the world and just dominating, you did not want to go toe-to-toe with Novak Djokovic point after point. In fact, he was even out Rafa, meaning that he could go in long points against Rafa and step up to the line and be better prepared to play the next points against Rafa when he was in his prime. So, if he can get the physical conditioning back, he's going to be tough to beat 3 sets on clay because one of his strengths is he can be so tough. Novak will probably have to win another seeded player before he gets to the quarterfinals. And I think he can do that. It all depends. Let's look at the tour right now. No one's really hot except for the hottest players right now are obviously Rafa. Dominic Thiem's showing glances of being hot, but then he lost again. Zverev is kind of hot. And Djokovic is kind of starting to warm up a little bit. Who else is hot on the tour? Who else would beat either Rafa or Djokovic on clay right now? Who could challenge those two guys? Nishikori is obviously showing that Delpo could. Yeah, Delpo is exciting too. It'd be exciting. That's right. Sisyphus is pretty good. Is that how you say it? What a weird name he's got, but he's exciting. I would like to see him. He's another young gun that I would be really excited. Delpo is injured. Is Delpo not going to play? Djokovic is not 100%. He's playing drop shots, blah, blah, blah. We don't know about Delpo. What about his injury? Yeah, tell us about his injury, whoever said that. Delpo is going to miss the French. Groin injury. That stinks. See, I hate to see when we see these champions go out. This doesn't make the game as exciting. Wow, that's bad. Okay, so he's not going to play. He's not going to play Roland Garros, guys. That's huge. I'm very upset to hear that. So that, to me, even makes it more of a necessity as a fan that we've got to see Rafa and Djokovic go far. Who else do you want to go? Zverev's hot, maybe. Yeah. So the people that I'm excited and I'm hoping have a good French Open are Rafa. I love to see the champions win. I would love to see Rafa win again. I'd like to see Djokovic go deep. I'd like to see Zverev really show that he's ready to be consistent and go far and maybe even get to the semifinals or finals. I want to see Dominic Thiem go deep. And other than that, I can't really think of any name that I would go, okay, they're probably ready to go deep. So there's about, what did I count off, 4 people? There's about 4 people. I don't think Stan is playing the French Open, and I really want him to come back too. So there's about 4 people that I'm thinking of that can go far. And other than that, it's scary. So That's it. I just wanted to check in with you guys. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And let's be rooting for Rafa and Djokovic to put in a good show and maybe go head to head and put on a classic. Wouldn't it be cool to see those guys go classic 5-set match again? I'd love to see that. Be looking out this week. We're going to come out with a lot of cool YouTube videos this week. Also, if you're on my email list, we're going to be closing down Break Their Serve, Break Their Spirit on Monday. So if you have not picked up your course yet, make sure you do so if you want to get better at returning serve. It's 50% of the game right there, guys. Why is Stan not playing? Why is he not playing the French Open? I think he's still got injuries with his legs, from what I understand. I don't know. I forget. I'm sounding stupid. Can anybody let us know what's wrong with Stan? I feel bad. I should know that. I have a feeling it has to do with his lower body, though, not his upper body, but I could be wrong. Let me know. He's playing the tournament right before oh, he's playing right before the French. Well, we'll see. Knee injury. I knew it was probably like a knee or a groin or something like that. See, I'm not as dumb as I think I am. All right, you guys are awesome. I love when you check in. And let's keep watching the clay court tournament. It's getting exciting.